Okay, I think I'm live. Well, I don't know. My phone's connected to my car. I don't know if you can hear me. Hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully things aren't too bad. Do I need two lights? I could do one light. Man, just got a scene. My brain's mush. Hold on. Just got out of seeing Dune Part 2. I think the runtime was just under 3 hours. And for me, someone who's a connoisseur of longer form media, so long movies, wasn't that bad to me, right? It wasn't bad at all. Like I wasn't checking the clock. I was engrossed in the story that was being told to me. Um, I don't want to spoil, but this is one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. No, not lying. It's like I'm trying not to be hyperbolic because I just walked out of the movie theater. I'm really trying not to be hyperbolic, but 1,000%, this is one of the best movies I feel like I've ever seen. And I really liked the first Dune too. The first Dune, 20, I forgot what year they came out in. 2020, 2021. The first Denis Villeneuve. I'm sorry, I'm butchering that man's name. He doesn't deserve it. He does not deserve me butchering his name. But I really liked that first movie a lot. This one, it just builds off the first one. It really built. I'm like stunned. I'm stunned. I don't have like without spoiling and without like word vomiting stuff that happened in the movie. This is like masterpiece. But for Denis, in my honest opinion, the man, if I'm not mistaken, it goes Dune Part 2 is his newest movie that came out. He did Dune Part 1, then he did Blade Runner 2077, and then I want to say before that he did Arrival. The last 4 movies that this man has made, to me, have been like stamped masterpiece movies. Like legit masterpiece movies. And this one feels like it's a step above. It's the gold standard. I've never like when the movie ended, when the final scene cut and the music came on, I sat there and I'm like, I've never been more inspired to like be in filmmaking and to take those steps into doing things. Like to me, this is like a cinematic masterpiece. This is a movie experience. If you have the ability to see this in a movie theater, I beg you, please see it in a movie theater. Just like the first movie, it's a theater movie. Just like 2077, it's a theater experience. Yes, you can watch it at home, and you can have a great time, and you can enjoy the movie. But this man made this movie to be seen in a movie theater. And there's not too many movies, directors that are like that. There's a handful. And actually execute it the way they want to. This is a cinematic masterpiece. The storytelling was top notch. The acting was incredible. There wasn't there wasn't a character that felt terrible. Because it just picks up right where it leaves off. So if you're fuzzy on part one, maybe it might take you a little bit to catch up on it. But if part one's fresh in your brain, you remember what's happening. This just picks up right where it leaves off, and it just goes, and it goes, and it go. I want to talk about it so bad, but I don't want. I don't want to be that guy. The movie just came out today. I don't want to be that guy. The action, right? I know that was a complaint for a lot of people in the first movie because the first movie feels like a setup movie. It feels like we're setting up all the pieces, and there really wasn't this crazy, like, climactic battle that happens. You have the fight between Paul and oh my gosh, what's his name, Jassim, at the end of the first movie, and you have that, and that's great and all, but it wasn't And then you had like the battle between the Harkonnens and House of Trade. All that stuff was going on, but it didn't feel like the. I can't even explain it. I feel like Hinata from Haikyuu, where it's just like bow, a boom, a bah. I feel it's just like it didn't have the hammer with it. It was great, but it didn't have the hammer. This movie had the hammer. It had the hammer. I'm not gonna lie, I was tense. I was so tense with the last fight of this movie. Tense, tense. I was so tense. Damn, that was a good movie, man. I've never been like, what a movie. Like this is I'm lost. I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss for words. I'm legit at a loss for words without like word vomiting. There was like 2 moments in the movie where it's like, man, it feels like you can end right here. Please don't end. And it keeps going. I'm like, okay. And then get to another one. I'm like, please don't end. And it doesn't. It keeps going a little bit more. Oh my gosh. One thing I will talk about. I knew that Dune was a book. And I know that a lot of the most a lot of science fiction took basis off of Dune. I do know that. So like you could see the influence that it had on Star Wars and a few other series that escaped me at this moment. But it's like I knew it was a book, but I didn't know how many books there was. I still don't know how many books there are. There's clearly more than 2 books. I don't know. It's like I don't know if the first movie covered half a book, if it covered a whole book. I don't even know. But for some reason, I thought that this second movie was going to be like the climax. Like this is it. This is going to be the epic finale. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm like dead serious. I thought it was going to be like this epic finale, and it's going to be crazy. And it just was like, no, this is all. It feels like these first 2 movies were a prologue. And I'm like, if this is the prologue, then what is the rest of the book? What are the rest of the books tackling? Like, what are the rest of these movies gonna be about? Because this genuinely, it felt like the prologue. It feels like it's the beginning of this long epic. And I don't have smart words right now. I don't. I don't. I've just. I feel like I've had a battery put in my back. I'm. Lord, what's up? It's fine, dude. I'm. I just got. They cut and changed a lot. I have no reference. I have no reference. All I know is what I saw was freaking dope. I would love to read it eventually. I would love to read it eventually. But I have no reference. Damn, that was a good viewing experience, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. But also, I do understand. Well, I can't necessarily co-sign for changing things, but I know for like cutting some stuff, for adaptation sakes, there's just some things that don't work. So it's like you have to get when you're in the writing room, you have to make some stuff work. And I can tell that I can tell like it's now that I'm like entangled in like the Hollywood world with like script writing and adaptations and stuff. Um, I when I'm watching something or like consuming some sort of media that is an adaptation, I can tell when things are a little different because the beginning of the movie, like it picks up where it leaves off, but it's a lot of if you're not paying attention, you'll be lost. And I was locked in, so I was like, I'm following what's happening. I know that time is passing in certain scenes. I know that this stuff, and it's like it's visual storytelling that if you're not paying attention, you'll be lost. And I'm like, there's definitely some stuff that I'm pretty sure happening in between here. but for the sake of time, we have like the movie was just under 3 hours, and I'm pretty sure if you were to do a director's cut, the thing will probably be three and a half with some stuff that probably got cut that they just didn't include because right now Hollywood's in this thing where um they they don't like to go over the 3 hour mark because it's not it's attention span but also turnover. If you have too long of a movie, there's only a certain amount of times it be shown in a theater, meaning like okay, you have 15 theaters in this movie theater. If the movie is 4 hours long, in a day, in a work day, you only can show it a handful of times. So they want a shorter movie so that you can turn people in and out of the movie theater. So it's like I'm pretty sure that if you add everything that they probably shot, this movie's it's probably closer to 4. I would assume. But they probably got to edit down. There's certain parts where it's just like, there definitely should be more here. Like towards the beginning, where it's just like a lot of the Paul's learning, a lot of the training that he's going through. I loved it. I would have loved more. I could have did a whole movie of him training. If I'm being honest. If I'm being honest, because I really do like him as a character. But it was clear. It's just like we need to get to the stuff that this movie ended on. We need to get there, and we can't have too much stuff. Now I don't remember. I don't know the Harkonnens' names. Their names be difficult, and I don't be remembering. But homeboy, who Austin Butler is playing, the young dude, he acted his ass off. That's the only way I could put it. He put his foot in that role. He was intimidating. He was great. He was great. Like when he came on the screen, he commanded like your eyes to look at him. It was just like, damn that guy. They did a good job building him. They did. They did a really good job building him. An amazing job building him. I thought Florence Pugh was good. Whenever Florence Pugh was introduced, and I'm like in my brain, I'm like, we're like an hour and a half in, and she's barely been in this movie. That's when I started to like catch on, like, damn, this movie's not ending here, right? I was like, this movie's not ending here. I feel I'm like, dude, I'm like, you don't get her to play this role. You don't introduce a character like her with all the implications that's supposed to be happening with the Emperor and all that stuff. And I'm just like, damn, there's gonna be more. Huh? Seemed unique. Dude, he, man, he was good. He was good. He was really good. He was really good. I really enjoyed his performance. The visuals, the 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 planet that they have, where they have like the black sun and everything's just black and white. And then it's like you're inside and it's color, and as they're walking outside, everything is just black and white. And then they had like those things with like the horn things that were standing there, you couldn't see them, and then they start to shift from the side, and I was like, oh, that scene was tough. There's just so much like the visual storytelling. That's where I'm like, Denis is my guy. Like the last couple of movies he's done, visually it has just been to die for, in my honest opinion. And then you got Hans Zimmer doing the music, had me stuck in my seat when the movie ended. I want to talk spoilers so bad, but I won't do that here. Um, yeah, dude, it's a toughie. It's a toughie. You'd like more plot details, but the time constraints got to be yeah. I can't even imagine like trying to adapt. I don't even. How many books are there? That's a question I would like to know. I didn't know how many books there were. I don't know why I thought there was like a book or two. In my brain, it's probably like 7 books or something, and they probably big chunky books too. So there's a lot. How many books did these 2 movies cover? If these 2 movies covered 1 book, how many movies are we gonna make? There's no way these two movies covered only one book. It had to be a couple of books, right? Now I have no idea. I'm in the deep end right now. I have no idea. Damn, that was a good movie, man. I hate to sleep on it. This is literally one of my favorite movies I've ever seen. Five wrote the 6 original books. These first 2 movies is only the first book. What? Whoa, you just blew my mind. Dude, you just blew my mind. These first 2 movies is only the first book. I'm not like when the movie ended. I'm like, this feels like a prologue. Because whenever it was just like the Holy War's beginning, like this is the start of the Holy War, and it's just like, bro, I'm like, what do you mean the start? Like we went through a lot. We went through so much in these 2 movies. What do you mean this is just the beginning? Ah, man, it's crazy. Ah, man. Goodness gracious. I gotta see it again. I don't know when I'm gonna go see it again, but I have to see it again. I gotta see it in a theater again. Jeez. I don't got nothing else. I without just starting to just word vomit and spoil stuff. Goodness gracious. I love the idea. Like it's the idea of it's the it's the it's the politics. It's the philosophy. It's the manipulation. It's these people have a faith. They believe in something, but then it's like we get to take a step back as the viewer, and it's just like, but what they believe is what these people did, and this and that, and then I'm gonna play off of that, but I really care about. Damn, man. Oh my gosh. Paul as a character, when like towards the mid part of the movie, it's like I felt the push and pull that he was going through, and denial his denial of not wanting to go through this, and his being unsure, and things aren't clear, and everything's fuzzy. It's like I have ideas but I don't know, and then everything becomes clear, and he's like, well, I it's just like, now I gotta move like this. There's no other way. And now it's like he's just the vehicle for all of this. All of this. He never wanted to really be involved in the first place, but now he's the vehicle, and he has to go through with it. Damn, what a movie! What a movie! Part 2 for me, better than part 1. I didn't even go into the movie thinking it was going to be better. I didn't even go into the movie with low expectations. I went into the movie with high expectations, and my brain is kind of boggled, which I'm very happy with. I'd rather be sitting there stuck like this than instantly spitting out like, I didn't like this, I didn't like that. I understood why every character was acting the way that they were acting. The mom just went from like, all right, I'm rocking with you in the first movie. The second movie, I'm just like, what's this chick doing? It's just like, what's going on? Also, the whole talking to the kid was I was like, what's happening? I'm like, is this chick lying? What's going on? And then you get further in, it's just like, oh man, What a movie. I don't got anything else. I'm just gonna be babbling like this. I could babble like this for an hour. So I'm gonna call this here. But I want to see it again, and when I see it again, I want to sit down and do some sort of discussion about it or something along the likes of it. I want to really bad. I'm like very inspired right now. Damn it. Um. Okay, hold on. I do know they flip Chinese motivation from the books. In the books, she's all in for Paul's Godhead. Chani in the books is in the room and witnesses Paul's Messiah birth. Damn it! Now I need to remember. Chani is the chick he likes, right? Is that who Chani is? So because they had like their different names. She's the one the tears, right? That's what her name means or whatever. That's Zendaya. Zendaya's character. That's who Chani is. Okay. Um, I do know in the movie how the sequence go. He they have to send everybody south. So Paul sends them south, and then he goes off to whatever that sanctuary place is with the worm and the sand pit and the pool. He goes there and he drinks the blue stuff, and then that's when we get to go into his brain. We get to see what he's seeing, and then we cut away, and it's her showing up, and everyone else is there already, and she comes in pissed because of like they she's like, y'all making him do this. I'm paraphrasing. That's not what she says. And she's like he's laying there. She's like, he's dead. He's not. Yada yada yada. And like the mom and everyone else like, no, he'll rise. He's fine. He'll rise. And she starts. She's like, no, 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 no. And then the mom hits her with the voice and does like the tear thing and the thing and then the thing, and then he wakes up. And she's there in the movie and she witnesses it. And then he comes back, and then that's when everyone's like, as it's written. Everyone's like, as it's written, and he like gets up, and then she slaps him, and then she walks off. But then it's like from that point on, go time. It's go time from that point on. Woo! Man, I want to see that movie. I want to see it again because there's some parts I want. I followed. I want to say for the most part, but there's definitely some parts I would like to get cleared up. I smudged my glasses. I'm a muppet. There's definitely some parts I would like to watch again just to get cleared up on. Florence Pugh's character, the Emperor's daughter. Like I knew as soon as she showed up and things started trending that way, I knew exactly where her character was going to end up at the end of that movie. I knew as soon as I was like, that's exactly what it's going to be, and sure enough, that ended up happening. Um, I knew Batista's character. I figured where his character was ending up. Ending up. Austin Butler's character, that the young Harkonnen dude, I didn't know where he was going to end up. To be honest, I was a little shaky with Paul too. I was a little shaky. How they shot that last fight and just how it was staged and how, woo, I'm so shaky. I was shaky. I was in it. I was in it. I was in deep. I was in deep. And the book Paul doesn't even tell anyone. Oh, he takes the Order of Life alone. He goes into a coma. Jessica finds him 3 weeks later, trying to revive him. See, now I don't think they ever made it clear. They didn't specify time periods, but it definitely was. Paul went to that place and got the Water of Life. He was alone in the movie, 100% was alone. Only the person that like wrangles the worm was there that, and the person was like, "You don't want to do this." He was like, "Give me the thing," and then he takes it, and then the next time we see, everybody's there. That it was like the next time we see him, it's like all the people are there, his mother's there, and that's when Chani, that's when she's getting there. I don't think they specify how much time has passed, but he went there alone for sure because everyone else went south somewhere else because he sent them away, and he went somewhere else. And then it was like he took the water of life. They showed him standing there. We went into his brain. He talked to a certain somebody. He was like he was the whole thing of like you'll get clarity of your family lineage and all of this stuff. And then it was that conversation. I don't remember the specifics, but we cut away from it. We didn't get to see everything. They revealed everything to us after the fact. Like whenever Paul had his conversation with Jessica, them two alone, and he was like, "So this is who we are," and she was stunned too. Like that, she was like, "Oh, so you see and all, you know all that." But he definitely went there alone, and I, so it probably is exactly the way you did it. The movie just didn't explicitly say how, like, who found him first, all of that stuff. But it definitely was Paul got there alone, took it, saw what he needed to see. We cut away. Next time we see him is when she's pulling up, but we don't know how much time has passed since what we initially saw with him and her getting there. But she wasn't. I know in the movie she wasn't. Yeah, it's hard to get the details. This it's the issue with adaptations where in books, see, I don't know how Dune's written, so I can't 100% speak this, but I just know just the medium of writing novels in general. You get away. You have the ability to inner monologue with characters. You have the ability to have a narrator explain things to you. There's so many different things reading that you can do that you just can't convey in a movie or a TV show in a visual medium. So you have to do a lot of visual storytelling where it's like this paragraph is a monologue that's very important, but I have to somehow get the actor to convey this in a way where it's like, no, I don't get this. We don't spend 5 minutes of the actor and it's just like an echoed voice and we get to hear the monologue. But it's like body language. You have to this is when it's like you have a good person in charge of adapting and directing where they know the source material, they know what they're trying to convey. So it's like you have to get those performances out of the actors. So it was I know there was like in the first part I remember talking to someone whenever we first visit. Is it when you first visit? I don't remember where it is, but it's the blood sacrifice place where all the people were like doing the blood sacrifices, and someone was saying like, "Oh, this and that," and it was just like one tiny little scene, and it's like, yeah, I don't know if we could have spent time to like explain like this is the customs and the rituals of this planet, but when we get to this planet and we do establishing shots, we'll show it. Now, if you have the eagle eye and you catch it, you can be like, "What the hell was that?" Like that's how I felt. Like, what the hell was that? Like these people killing themselves. What's going on? But it's as far as like being able to convey it. It's hard. But I feel like Denis, like he appreciates Dune. He loves Dune, and he's doing. I feel like the best you can at attempting to adapt something that probably feels like it's unadaptable. It probably feels like it's unadaptable, and I feel like he's doing like the best he can. It's just difficult taking something from and print with a lot of dialogue and a lot of information and world building and so many like tough and difficult concepts. Like people struggle and they choke on politics. People struggle and choke on religion. They struggle and choke on relationships. And this is like all of it, all of those topics. And it's like, yes, some stuff is missing. Would it be a better read? Probably 100%. But I feel like he's like, if you as good as you can knock this out the park, I feel like he did. I feel like he did. And I don't even know the source material. But I feel like as good of a job as you could possibly do, he did. You think people not liking part of the blood sacrifice wasn't from the book, but it gave some exposition? Okay, so that's a good thing. You think people not liking part one will like this one? This one's more action. Action is throughout this one. This constant. It will be like it'll slow down a little bit, but then it'll be some conflict. It'll slow down, it'll be some conflict. So it's more action packed. I feel like the story. If you were locked into part one, I haven't heard anyone really not like part one. I just had a lot of people. I know a lot of people that were like, it didn't go anywhere. I needed to go somewhere, and that's what part two is for. So hopefully those people that felt that way, like remember part one or went back to watch part one, and then watched this one and felt that fulfillment. Because I felt this. I had the same feeling as those people where it's like, man, it feels like something needs to be like the KO punch, and it wasn't there. It was like crazy stuff is happening, but it wasn't the but I still liked what I watched. I really did. This one had the impact because it's the end of the book. You know, the end of the books is always crazy. This one had that. It had the boom. Like the final act of this movie is just boom. It's really good. So if you vibed with part one and you stuck around and you made it to part two, I think you're satisfied. I do. I think this movie gives you everything that you wanted from the first one. Gave me everything I wanted from the first one. And I was already happy with the first one. But it definitely checked the boxes that was left empty from that first movie. It did. It definitely did. Man. But not right away. It took them. This movie was supposed to come out already. I forgot. I forgot why they delayed it. This movie was supposed to come out in November, right? October, November, November, and they delayed it to basically March. I don't know. I forgot the reason why they delayed it. There was a reason why they delayed it. So the movie was 3 years after the first one. And I do know they took a break in between filming. But they filmed the first one either like 2018, 2019, and it came out 2020. And they really didn't want it to come out the way it did because of the pandemic. It came out on HBO Max at the same time. I want to say it came out on HBO Max at the same time as it released in the movies. It was one of those movies where they were doing like the same time release. But so it's been these two movies took them like 5 to 6 years, 5-ish years to get done. And I'm just you're looking at the cast that's in it moving forward. They're busy people. Like their careers are going up. The strike that's the reason why. Thank you. I'm like there was a reason why it was the SAG-AFTRA strike was the reason why it got delayed. You're exactly right. Man, time is flying. I can't believe I forgot about the strike. That was the reason why. So I'm wondering because Timothy Chalamet, he's been busy, Zendaya's been busy. You know, Florence Pugh, like these are like three of the rising stars in Hollywood. They're all like super busy now, doing their own thing, filming shows and movies. And then there's no telling what other characters are going to show up because now it's like all of the houses are going to be involved, and now it's like we probably got to cast for all the houses, And there's no telling what kind of talent we're going to be tapping on for them. I have no idea. I literally have no idea. Get starting Thunderbolts. She's always in something. Like as far as years go, if this would have came out last year, she would have been in two of the biggest movies of the year. Oppenheimer and this, if it would have dropped in November like it was supposed to. And I feel like she's gonna have a lot to do moving forward. I don't want to know, but it just feels like she's gonna have a lot to do. Like her character, I liked her character. She was smart as hell. She's like seeing through things and all this stuff, and it's just like I feel like in certain situations she would make for a really cool character. Um, hey, bye. Haven't seen anything new. Hope you enjoyed it. I really did. I really did. Legit, it's not lying. It's one of my favorite movies I've ever seen. Like just period. I feel that way. I don't want to be hyperbolic, but the way I felt when that final scene cut and the credits hit, the way I felt like it was like a wave of emotion that like hit me, and then to do with the and to do like the music on top of it, I'm just like, dude. One, I've never felt more inspired. Two, this was incredible. It didn't feel long to me, but I'm not one that gets leery, right? I don't get leery in movies unless a movie just sucks. I never watched the old one. Never did. If I'm being honest, I didn't know Dune existed until I seen that first trailer for the part one, the first Denis movie. I didn't know Dune even existed. I had no idea what it was. And everyone's like, Dune, 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 Dune. And I'm like, what's Dune? And then that's when it's like, you don't know what Dune is? Star Wars is inspired by Dune. And I'm like, whatever. Like if you want to jump down my throat like that, now I'm kind of pushed back on Dune. And then I watched the trailer. I was like, that was kind of cool. That was kind of cool. And then I did like a little bit of like looking into it. And then when I seen the Twin Suns, I'm like, oh yeah, definitely, 1,000%. And like listening to like certain people talk about like Dune and the influence it's had on science fiction and everything, and the year that it came out, I was like, okay, yeah. And I was like, I'm ready for it. Have a good one, Pipe. Thanks for even stopping by. I appreciate it. Um, nah, you gonna be yeah. After the first movie, I'm like, I'm a believer. I was like, this movie's good, but I never knew how many. I never knew how many books there was. Never. I never looked into it. I genuinely thought that this second movie was gonna wrap everything up. I thought Dune was gonna be over after this movie. Just beginning. I was totally wrong. I was totally wrong. Absolutely wrong. Man, I want to spoil so bad. I just want to like talk, but I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. I wanted to take a poster from out of there. They had a stack of posters sitting there. I wanted to take it, and I should go back and get it. I might stay on. I might go back there and get it. I wanted the poster. They have them sitting there. I haven't got a poster from a movie in like 2 years. Nah, I won't do it. I won't. I won't do it. Maybe I should. Should I? I want one. I do want a poster. I don't think I even have a. I would love for them to make Children of Dune sequels. You love sci-fi channel ones. Pretty good, not the greatest budget in today's eyes. I've seen like still images of the old Dune, and it's like I see like the comparisons. I see the similarities from the new ones to the old ones. But then I'm like, I don't know if I can watch this one. One day I got to sit down and watch it. I want to. I should. I should. I should read the book too. I should read the book too. I'm not a big reader though. I'm sitting here yapping. It's been 40 minutes. I gotta go home and still edit videos and stuff. I'm I'm gonna call this one here. I got a video that I have to get up tomorrow, and then another video. I gotta update some stuff because I had a plan for this week, and I got dates mixed up. I thought Final Fantasy VII was coming out midnight tonight, not midnight yesterday. So it threw everything off. I was like doing stuff completely off. So now I'm all messed up. I've been up for 24 hours too. I don't even feel like it because I'm amped up. Been up for 24 hours. I woke up this time yesterday to stream Final Fantasy VII. All right, I'm calling it. I'm calling James McAvoy's and Children of Dune. It was the first time you knew of him. My first James McAvoy film. I don't even know. I brought Wanted might have been the first movie that I knew who James McAvoy was. I was like 2009. How old was I when Wanted came out? 11. I feel no. I don't remember. Sidetracked. I'm calling it here. Thank you guys for stopping by. Again, to me, this is one of the best movies I've ever seen. Super inspired. Get the poster. I might. I might. I might. I might. Let me see. I'll pull up. I'll pull up at the front. Pull up at the front. I'll look through to see if there's any there, and I'll park in the front. I might go get it. I might throw my hazards on and go get it. But yeah, I'm gonna call it. Thank you guys. I appreciate you, and it was great. That's all I got.